Monday, I took off special trip with my mom because she's never been to Ikea. First time here. She's gonna get to walk around all day, and all of us want something. So that's why Blake is here too.
We're all gonna spend our money.
Show you what we get when we're done.
Grandmother is so smiling when eating so serious.
Very good. Okay, so for those of you who like the medicine cabinet in my camper, they have them again where they lock, and these are metal, and they don't have a mirror, but you can get a mirror and tape it on there, and they're only 25 bucks, which is actually cheaper than the medicine cabinet that I have. And this is what it looks like inside. And this is the little key for them. And luckily they even have a mirror for 5 bucks that you can stick in there. So something that's dumb that I just found out about the little thing that I want to get, this thing, you can't get it yourself. So you have to scan it, collect pickup point, more ways to buy, whatever. So like you scan it and then it charges you $2 to pick it up at like 5 p.m. So it's 2 p.m. right now and I'm not doing all of that. So that's pretty stupid. So I guess I'm not gonna get one of those, but they look pretty cool. Anyway. Alright, I've got my Ikea haul here, all the stuff I got for the camper, and we are at camp. So let's go see if everything I got works. Okay, I got everything into the camper. It doesn't look like all that much, but I really did get a lot of good stuff. I primarily wanted to get new blankets, since these, actually all this bedding was stolen from the van or the boat. So I wanted to replace it because I've got some plans with the van coming up and I want to make sure I have enough bedding, and then also to put it back into the boat. So I got all new stuff for the camper. And then, yeah, all this other stuff. So let me start to put this away and show you individually what all of the stuff is. Ikea is great for camping, especially things to put in your RV when they are incredibly small. This cover for the microwave. So dishes go in the microwave, you put this on top of it, and then you don't have to clean your whole microwave, you just clean this, and then it'll be a lot easier to just stick this in the sink than having to clean the entire microwave every time you have something with sauce that erupts and makes a big mess. So I want one of these because it's not necessarily hard to clean the microwave, but it's just nicer to have this instead of having to constantly worry about covering it or cleaning out the microwave. So right now our microwave is pretty clean. So I'm happy I got this so I don't have to wipe it out. But last weekend when we were here, I did have to wipe out a bunch of splattered cheese that exploded from our loaded potatoes. And yeah, this is just really nice. It was only like $1, so why not go ahead and get something that makes the microwave stay clean without having to work too hard. Alright, so that's one thing for the microwave. Fits perfect. The other thing I got for the kitchen is this suction cup little scraper. So it's a scrub brush and a flat piece to scrape stuff off. I much rather use these than like a sponge because the sponges get pretty gross, and these are actually nice and bristly to get all of the food gunk off whenever we're doing dishes. I'm gonna put this in the camper, but it actually might go out on the deck where we tend to wash our dishes more because it's a bigger sink and more counter space. But I'm gonna leave this here for now. So stick that there and it's good to go for dishes. The next kitchen item is a mixing bowl. It has rubber on the bottom so it doesn't slip around as you're mixing stuff. And it's just small, so it fits up here in the kitchen cabinet really nicely with my other bowl that I have. It has a lid on it, so if I need to keep anything stored, I put the lid on it, but it'll go right in there and not take up any space. All right, next item. I got Kurt and I coffee mugs for the camper specifically. We do have coffee mugs here at camp, but they are outside on the deck. So anytime we're outside, we have easy to access coffee mugs. But in here in the camper, like later at night, if I want some tea or something, we don't have any cups. So I got us matching coffee mugs. They were only like $1.99 or something like that. So these were pretty reasonable. Maybe they're $3.99, but they're less than $5. So they're pretty cute, and they're blue, so they match my theme. More kitchen things. We don't have any Ziploc bags here in the camper, so I wanted to get something that I can clean out really well. And I got these Fill Fisks. They're basically reusable Ziploc bags, or at least resealable bags, and they are microwave safe, so you could actually heat something up in these without them melting, which is good. And there are 3 sizes, and then they have the little slides over top of them. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Are they microwave safe? I don't know. They have a little exclamation mark next to the microwave, so maybe they're not. I'll have to look into that more. But yeah, they're going to be nice because they're reusable and they're washable, so if we needed a bag for leftovers, now we have it. The other thing kind of along those lines is this reusable silicone, I guess, like to keep cups kind of fresh, and also like the ends of fruit. So it's basically like a reusable cling wrap kind of deal for smaller things. 4-inch round is the biggest one, but yeah, so again, just a way to keep some stuff fresh as we cut it here. Kurt cuts limes and he sticks them in the fridge, so this would be a good way to just like kind of slip it in there and keep the lime fresh for his next Corona. That was the suction cup of the bristle brush falling over, in case you're wondering what that clattering sound was. There, now it sticks better. All right, another item that we got is a back of the door hook, or over the door hook. So on this side of our bathroom door, we don't have anything because on the other side is the medicine cabinet. And in my other video, everybody wanted to know where the medicine cabinet came from. It came from Ikea, but it was probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago that they had one like this. They do have one. I was talking to you about it in my Ikea rolls, in my Ikea footage there, and I wanted to get another one because I like that one too, but it didn't have a mirror, so I said that you could just add a mirror to it. Ikea does have just sections of mirror, and I bought a section of mirror because I want another one for in here, because if somebody's in the bathroom using this mirror, you know, I want to be able to get ready as well. So I bought another mirror, and my intent was actually to put it on the new one, new medicine cabinet that I was going to get, but I had a little hiccup with that, so I couldn't just go and grab it, so it was going to be kind of annoying, so I didn't get another one, which is fine. I did get the mirror for it though, and I would highly recommend getting the cabinet from Ikea that is like this, the newer one. It's slightly more rectangular, so it's a little bit longer, and then getting a mirror and sticking on it, and then you have a nice medicine cabinet for your camper. So I did get that, and then I got this cool little cabinet. It has wheels on it, and I plan on using it in the bathroom. It's like a little trolley cart kind of thing, so that I can keep it tucked away in the bathroom, and then if I need anything on it while somebody else is in there, I can like wheel it out to here, I guess is my plan of why I wanted wheels. But they also have one for like $2 cheaper that doesn't have wheels, and this was only like $14. So it's a 3-tier cart. It's nice and narrow, and it'll fit perfectly in the bathroom to hold more stuff. And then, since I was getting bedding, I wanted to get more storage bags because these are only $1.99, but I got the long ones instead of just the bedding set ones. So these are actually tall with a zipper at the top and then a handle. So they're round at the bottom. They would be really great for storing pillows and bulky sheets and stuff like that. So I got 2. I'm going to probably put the bunk bed bedding in them when we're not using it, and then just store it under the bunk beds. So these are really great. No dust mites can get in there or anything, and they're super cheap, and I like the way they look. So then for bedding, since we go camping mostly in the summer and there is air conditioning and heat in here anyway, I always get the cheapest twin size blanket. These are like $19.99, and they are for warm weather. So that's why I like the warmth meter here isn't very high. So they're actually very breathable, and they're not too over insulated, over fluffed with stuff. And then these go into the new duvet covers that I got. I really like this design. It's black and white and kind of florally, like plants. So I got 4 of them, 2 for the full bed and then 1 for each bunk. And then the inserts will go inside the duvet covers, and this is like more than enough to keep everybody warm. It's more warm than just a single blanket, which is what I thought we were going to be using in here, but I really didn't like those that I had got originally. They were like making dust everywhere and they weren't very warm. So with the air conditioner on, you're actually getting cold. But these are just replacing the ones that I had already had from the van that like work great for camping. So definitely recommend these if you are going to be using the air conditioning or the heat in the cold and hot seasons. So this is great. It's cheap or affordable, and I think it looks really nice. All right, so again, here's our messy bed. Here's the new duvet, and with a little editing magic, there you have it. Nicely made bed, new bedding for the camper. And then that is everything that I got for this IKEA haul. So now that I've shown you everything, I'm actually going to clean up the camper because it is messy. And I'm going to show you where I put everything and how it's being stored. If you are curious how I do a whole duvet bedding in this tiny little camper, I have a trick for you. So this is how I do it. My trick is basically to treat it like it's a giant pillowcase and turn it inside out. These cheaper ones usually just have an opening at the bottom, so it is like a pillowcase, but these actually have buttons. So that's pretty cool. So you gotta find the bottom, you gotta find where the buttons are, open them up, and then find where the ends are, grab one end, grab the other corner, and then flip it inside out. Just a bit, it doesn't have to be completely flipped inside out. And then take your blanket, find its ends, or corners rather, that are across from each other. Grab the corners of the duvet cover, so you have it like that, and then tuck it back inside. And you can find the corners of the bottom and line them up with the corners of the other end and stick them in. So you're holding onto it from the outside now, and just give it a good shake. And then your blanket will be nice and lined up in the duvet, ready to lay flat on the bed. I actually kind of like the blue better for the camper, but there's the 2 duvets, and we'll see if I switch it back out, but at least now I have more blankets. So if I keep the blue for the camper, I can put this back in the van or the boat, so that's good. All right, let me show you the rest of the stuff in action now because I still have this whole mess that needs to be organized. Okay, so basically with no tools required, I thought I needed a screwdriver, but I didn't. I got the hooks hung on the back of the bathroom door. Voila! These things basically just unscrew here, and then you put the little hanger on, and now I have 6 additional hooks for the side of the door. And I also installed this little cart. So I had planned on using it for the bathroom, but I'm actually kind of wheeling it around and realizing that it might just be like the perfect height for a little nightstand for the bunk bed. So my son can actually put his stuff here instead of having to sleep with it. And it does fit. It doesn't take up hardly any space at all. It's nice and narrow still and provides 3 extra shelves here. So maybe I will keep this next to his bunk so he can climb in there. Sorry, it's a mess because I haven't done this one yet, but he can climb in there and then have a place to stick his watch, his music, headphones, you know, anything that he doesn't want to sleep with, his regular phone, and it can all go right here. And then we can actually still use the door and bathroom and everything. The clearance is pretty nice for it. Go out. So I think that might actually be what it ends up being used for. My original intention was to have it kind of just be an extra little storage thing that stays right there in the bathroom, or maybe even on this side because of how narrow it is, and that fits really well right there. So yeah, maybe it'll work as both. I like it. It's so nice with how narrow it is. It was only $17. It's completely plastic. It's really sturdy for how plasticky it is, and it has the little wheels on it. So good find, and it fits nice in here, so great. I love finding things that work out better than I anticipated for more than one purpose, so that'll be really cool. Get off the bed, I'm making.
Are you still making it?
Yeah. Does it look like a whole bed has been made?
I don't know what you're trying to do.